today's session, we are going to see some of the important design concepts which are useful in the development of the software. Uh, they are abstraction, architecture, patterns, separation of concerns, modularity, refactoring, refinement, design classes. Let us see, the first one is abstraction. So if you observe carefully in the computer development programming of languages, in the earlier days, the machine language will be there. That means which is understandable by the machine very easily. And after the years going on, there are many programming languages has came. So what I'm going to say is, what are the essential things is required that particular features need to be given access for the users. That means it will hide the which is not necessary. Those kind of procedure, those kind of approach, we can simply consider as abstraction. So it is very much used to reduce complexity and makes to allow some efficient design. That means if in any kind of complex software systems, definitely this abstraction will be there. And next, second one is architecture. See, if there is no perfect architecture is not there, then that particular design will never succeed. So here I have given some little bit of diagrammatical representation about MVC architecture. Here let us understand first the basic definition of the basic information of the architecture is programming components or modules which can easily interact with each other. For that purpose, we need to develop the good architecture. So here a model is there, view is there, controller is there. For each and every access, that means each and every request has generated by the user, that particular request is handled by the controller. That means here view is interacting with the controller. That means the components. View is a component, controller is a component, model is a component. Let us assume here they are interacting with each other. That's why nowadays this model, view or controller architecture is very much useful in developing many complex projects. That means while we are giving a good design, the architecture is very much important, and it is very much useful for the interaction between different kind of modules. Next, pattern. The main intent of the pattern is to provide a basic description for the designer, and he need to get an idea, the developer need to get an idea where the major thing or where the minor thing, and which kind of pattern I need to follow to implement the client requirements, all those things. That means if there is no perfect pattern is there, then the design time, the execution time, the testing time, everything will be wasted. That's why this pattern will act like a guide in developing a good design. And here separations of concerns will simply tell that if you are handling any kind of complex problem, definitely we need to divide it into many pieces. So if you divide each and every pieces into single part, then that particular part can be easily solved. That can easily get some solution. So here we are applying the same thing. We are separating the design concepts into many single pieces, okay, so that it will be easy to implement. And here modularity. So here I already told that the software, if any complex there, then we need to divide. So here the modularity is a thing, that the feature we can simply consider many kind of addressable components can be treated as a module. So here there is a small diagrammatic approach I am showing. So there is an x-axis number of modules and the y. Actually, in this diagram, the x-axis is telling of the number of modules. So here in the starting of the graph, if you observe carefully, there will be a single module is there. At that time, the cost is very much high. When the number of modules has been increasing, the cost is also decreasing. And but the major thing is integrating of those modules will have some high cost. So overall, we can understand this modularity is very much important and it is useful in dividing into many modules. And coming to refactoring. So here, refactoring is a process of changing a software system in such a way that it does not alter the external behavior of the code. Suppose if any module need to have some enhancement, at that time by using the refactoring, it does not disturb the external behavior and it will helps to improve the internal structure. So if you make any kind of enhancement in the internal structure of the module, then we can consider it as a refactoring. And next, refinement. So both abstraction and refinement are complementary concepts. So if you observe abstraction, it will show only the essential features, but when coming to the refinement, it will reveal the detailed at the lower level information. That means the refinement will give the complete information about the internal structure. While coming to the abstraction, it will show the only the external things at the higher level. It will suppress all the internal things. So this is all about refinement. And coming to the design classes. So design class, we all know about what is meant by class. A class which consists of many members, methods, and it is very much useful. It's just it will take all the things inside it and it will use whenever it needed. So here there are many number of design classes are there. Especially we are using 5 important classes: user interface classes, business domain classes, process classes, persistent classes, system classes. So these 5 types of classes are very much useful in developing a good design, right? It will also give some good business solution also, right? So these are the important things. In next class we will go for another concepts, right? Thanks for watching.